Let's talk about Carnival, Royal, and Norwegian cruise lines right now, guys. I've had so many questions come in to know what I'm going to do. Am I going to buy these or not? I already own all three. Just to kind of give you a disclaimer here, I own all three, Norwegian, Carnival, and Royal, and I probably bought them at the wrong number. And here's kind of what's going on in my mind right now. Do I cash out a loss and rebuy back in lower? Do I cash out a loss and run away from these? Or do I grit it out and hold what I have in my current position, which is not too bad. I didn't get in like super high, but I'm not super low either. And do I just grit it out and then add on to my position as we see more information come out? As you guys have seen this past week, cruise stocks as well as the airline stocks have been completely blasted out of the water, and no pun intended. And what I want to talk about here is kind of my psychology on why I own all three and the potential of what could happen long term. And as you guys know, I'm talking about playing highly volatile stocks right now, and I'm looking for huge returns. Full disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a tax advisor, I'm an entrepreneur and business owner. If you're coming across this video for the first time, my main background is real estate investing, which we're going to be talking a lot about on this channel and already do. But right now, the biggest, best use of my time is to find the bottom, to put my money in some of these stocks that have huge returns going forward. Let me kind of share my back office here as we go through here and give you my take on all this. So take a look at Royal, bombed out, super massive drop. Let's take a look at Carnival right here real quick. Same pattern, bombed out. And then let's take a look at Norwegian. Now this is important, guys, because they're all having this exact same pattern, bomb out, straight down. Now, that means this is not a company-related issue. This is an external issue, and we know what's causing it. It's this giant health crisis all around the planet, creating for an opportunity for these companies to have a lack of opportunity, I guess you could say, no revenue coming in. So these cruises are at a complete standstill, and these companies can bomb out, and they may bomb out big time and completely go out of business. To be honest, my opinion on this is that these companies have a good 20 to 40%, somewhere in there. That's what I'm guesstimating chance of going under. Now, one of the biggest reasons they're bombing out right now, as you guys have seen, they've been left out of the stimulus bill. These companies are not taxed on U.S. Ground here. They're not taxed here. And most of his employees are worldwide. They're not U.S. citizens. So I want to show you something here real quick, because I'm going to do another video on the cruise or the airlines, because as you guys saw what happened with Warren Buffett, he has gotten out of his position on Delta. And so you're going to see a lot of crazy things happening in the airline industry as well. But I want to relate this airline stock of American Airlines to what could potentially happen in the cruise stocks and why I'm going to hold out, adding on or buying more. But at best or at worst, I'm going to cash out of what I have right now to buy back in potentially lower. So take a look at this, guys. Look at where American was in the down to 38 cents, I think you saw right there. November 2nd, 2012, 38 cents. Massive bomb out, could have easily gone under, and look what happened. A few years later, it got up over $50 a share. There it is, $52.71 a share. So if you guys are thinking that these stocks cannot go lower right now, you better be very careful with what you're doing, because think about it, if it went from 9 down to 45 cents and you put your entire life savings on the line. My advice to you guys is only play with money that you can risk. Stop gambling your family's future. I know a lot of people are thinking this is a get-rich time, that all you can do is go right. No, these companies can go under, and that's why you're seeing some big names get out of some of the airlines, as well as some of the cruise stocks. But like I said, if you're watching my videos, guys, this is not a video, and the stocks that I'm talking about, when you guys ask my opinion, are not ones that I care to talk about if I'm only going to make 100% on my money over the next 2 or 3 years. Plenty of companies out there you can easily do that in. Plenty of ways to do this normally in business. I'm looking at potential huge returns, 1,000 plus, 2,000 plus returns. So I'm playing stocks that are highly volatile, that could very well go under, but if they don't, over the next few years, you're going to see a massive bounce back. So let's take a look at Carnival here real quick. And now here's kind of my rationale why I own all three, and why I'm going to own 3 airlines, and why I'm going to own 3 hotel chains, is because the whole industry cannot go down as a whole. That would be, or at least, I mean, let me step back. Anything can happen, but it's just so highly unlikely. And here's why. In the cruise industry, it's not like you're going to go from a restaurant or a real estate business or an insurance business and just say, actually, you know what, let me pivot, and the next business I'm going to go start is a cruise line. The cost of entry, the barrier of entry, and the intelligence level, and to get into an industry like this, to go build a giant cruise ship and to understand how to operate it and all the functionalities of it and all the working parts and logistical issues, very difficult, very steep barrier of entry, which is why I just don't see these going the wayside. Now, Will some of them go under? Potentially. Will all three go under? Highly, highly unlikely. So if you're playing an equal amount in all three and they're all kind of relatively at the same percentage drop, even if two go under and one gets back to where it was at a month ago, you're still having a good return. Now, there is a risk, guys. There's always an opportunity cost risk of this. Let's say that one does get back to where it's at, but the money that you could have had in the other two that went under, you put in something else and you missed the return of it as an opportunity cost risk of missing a bounce back on two other stocks that were better plays. So there's always different things going on in the mind of an investor. I just don't see them all going down. I see potentially a merger between a couple of them. And I potentially see one of them going under, actually. This is so I think there's a good 20 to 40% chance that we see one or multiple go under. That's just my opinion, and it's just kind of based off stuff I'm seeing. Now, what I want to look at right here, guys, 6 months ago, is Carnival was at $43, $44 a share. We're now at $9. Remember what American Airlines did, guys. There's a very good chance that these go much, much farther. So please be patient, which I was not early. If you are going to take a look at these guys, I know it's hard to be patient right now because you're thinking, wow, this is an incredible buy. But I'm going to see what happens here. You can see Norwegian was at 54, down to 8.46, after hours 8.25, and Royal once again. So if these do come back, guys, you need to understand if you're going to play calls and puts on things, and like you need to be looking at on a longer time schedule. I do not personally think you're going to see an aggressive bounce back with these, because let's say that the virus blows over here in the next few months and we get back to what we're doing. It's going to take a little bit of time before people get back on here. And if you guys saw some of these credit lines that they're using right now, look, Carnival's raising $6 billion. Royal tapped into its credit line. I think it was like, saw one of them had like an 11.5%. Carnival has proven that at right price, steep one, as its bonds are paying nearly 12% yield. Royal Caribbean's tapped roughly $3.5 billion existing credit lines, guys. So like, this is not going to be a quick bounce back, even if it does. So be prepared to leave your money in for a few years. But I mean, think about it. If you've ever been on one of these brands, one of the cruises that they hold, you know that they're packed. You know that they're a very popular option for people to go on vacation. It's an affordable way to travel. And a lot of people are trapped at home and they're questioning what they're going to do going forward. You know, how are they going to live their life? And as soon as this blows over, guys, people are going to want to get out and experience life again. I think the cruises are going to be something that people will be doing again. And I just think that we're going to see following year these bounce backs to a pretty high number over the coming years. So I'd be taking your spot to get in bottom. I'm potentially going to add on or cash out even where I'm at right now and buy back in, eat a loss today just to get back in tomorrow, because if these start dipping down even lower, it's going to be hard for me to not rationalize taking a gamble that they come back. Now, just for fun, let me show you something here, guys. Give you a little nugget. So look at Expedia right now. Talking about the airlines. What happens if you wanted to book, let's see, today is the 20th. Look at the flights. Can you believe this, guys? $48, $20, $37. That is why I would not be buying airline tickets right now. Now I'm going to do a video probably on the airlines because I have a lot of people asking me about this as well. But let's say we book it out to, and by the way, guys, that's all I want to say on the cruise line stocks. I don't think they're all going to go under. And protecting myself, I'm going to buy all three. I'm going to hold some position on them, and I'm actually looking to get in lower. At least that's my thoughts on this right now. Now, I'm just going to give you kind of some fun here because I know this is interesting for y'all. Let's back this out here. Let's go to, like, let's say July. Or so I'm in Dallas. Let's say August, right? $73 to Orlando. You're looking at round trip tickets, $73. Think about that. These are like normally $300 to $400 a ticket. Now, what about Hawaii? So guys, if you've ever thought about booking vacations and you can get insurance on these, and even if, they fall under, you're not risking that much. I mean, look at this, guys. Round trip tickets for $400 to Hawaii from Dallas. Pretty crazy, right? So maybe thinking in the future, if you've been wanting to go on some of these vacations, why not go ahead and book some hotels, book some airlines, and see what your insurance is if you had to cancel. But right now, I think this is a pretty good opportunity to get some really nice vacations on the low. And so there's a lot of creative things you can do right now, guys. I saw that like Lamborghinis, not going down that path too deep, but some of you guys need to realize things are on sale. They're like 20% off everywhere. I'm just giving you a comparison of why there's opportunities right now, not go look at buying a Lamborghini in the middle of a potential crash, but you guys can see there's a lot of opportunities. Instead of being panicked and sitting at home and complaining and whining and getting lost in Netflix, start thinking about what out there can you capitalize on right now to better your future going forward in the midst of this nightmare and chaos that we're going through, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Care about you and your families. Other than that, that's my take on the stocks. I think they're going to go dramatically lower. The cruise stocks, I think they're going to go way lower. So positive this is going to happen. I'm willing to eat losses right now and cash out so that I can potentially buy back in. Now, if it gets crazy and the stories are coming out that looks like they're going to go under, I may be a little bit more careful. But if you do own them, my opinion is to own, or if you are going to play a cruise stock, I don't think you should put all money in one. I think you should spread it across three because they're all roughly the same percentages. So if they all come back, your net's going to be roughly the same, but this way you're protecting yourselves. I'm actually going to do that with the airlines as well. So for all the, seems like a million of you that have asked, what am I doing with the stocks, cruise stocks? I do own them right now. Own them too high. I'm going to cash out probably at a loss. I'm going to buy back in if I feel that's the right thing to do, or I'm just going to hold these and add on. But either way, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to play all three, and I'm going to leverage across all of them to protect myself. And that is my take on it. Guys, I'll see you when I see you. Have a good night.